All right, everyone. Joe Biden had an odd moment the other day. He was asked questions. I guess he was at a campaign stop or something, just shaking people's hands. He was asked to respond basically to the story that his son being involved with potentially dubious shit in Ukraine. Like Trump, I guess what Giuliani has alluded to is that Trump asked the leader of Ukraine to cooperate with a probe into this. Now, this is not illegal as far as I know. I can't see anything wrong with it. One leader asking another leader, hey, can you cooperate with this internal investigation, doesn't breach, as far as I know, any particular U.S. law or custom. Biden was very angry at this. Now, first he went off and said Trump was doing that because he knows he would beat him like a drum. And the assumption is that what he means is that in a race against Trump, he would win and he would just, fucking destroy him in the electoral vote. What it sounds like, though, because Biden gets fiery these days, actually, he has like old man rage, I guess, is it sounds like he's threatening him. So that didn't go over necessarily very well. And then he sort of launched off into a diatribe about how people should be asking Trump questions. So he totally fucking deflected. And then he said something interesting. He said he hadn't talked to his son about the issue, and yet somehow he knew that his son hadn't done anything wrong, which is also very, very notable, I would think. He tries to turn around and leave, and they keep pestering him. In all honesty, when a candidate's at a stop, whether it's Biden or not, and I'd never vote for him or support the dude, but once he turns around, he's trying to shake his fans' hands. Maybe the press could stand back a few feet and let him mill through the crowd. They didn't seem to want to let him go, though. I think they were expecting that he would have an incoherent moment and they would have a news gem, and so they just wanted to get him angry so that he would stroke out or have an aneurysm again or something. I almost felt sorry for the dude, though, because when you look at Biden, and this was one of his more coherent responses in recent history. Honestly, this is like the least demented that Joe Biden has appeared on a video that was more than 10 seconds long for some months in the past. Basically, Joe Biden is getting hounded by these people, and he actually manages to be kind of coherent, but I almost felt sorry for the dude because, at some point, Biden can't reasonably be expected to answer for his son unless he himself was involved with dirty dealings in Ukraine. It has nothing to do with the race per se. Trump will bring it up. Oh, if Biden is his opponent, he'll definitely bring up the issue. It's something that Trump has alluded to before. I think he's doing this particularly to antagonize Biden. And here's why. Trump is good at studying people and finding out what makes them uncomfortable or pissed off or upset or whatever, engaging their likely responses. He did this with Clinton at the second debate when he was sort of prowling around while she was answering questions and just sort of walked around behind her to make her nervous. And it essentially worked. The body language was obviously there. Some people criticized it. Other people were like, well, what if Clinton gets elected and she has to talk to, Kim Jong-un or something? You don't think that sort of shit's going to happen, like she's only going to be able to talk to people in the Western world? So I wouldn't be surprised if Trump brings this up constantly because he knows it's a sore point for Biden, his family specifically. Not him himself. Biden still pretends that he's young and able-bodied. Every time he can, he talks about the time he beat Corn Pop or how he'd like to punch Trump out or beat him like a drum and says weird shit. It's like he's living 30 years ago back when he was relatively young and brawny, I suppose. And it's are we going to get stories about how Joe Biden used to randomly victimize littler dudes on the beach and kick sand in their face because he felt that he was like one of the big boys? That'd be really funny, actually. Maybe Joe Biden 40 years ago, he's like, fucking nerd, and he kicks sand in somebody's face. Some little shrimpy 90-pound dude. Someone who looks like me, only weighs less. In all honesty, let's be get fucking real with it. That'd be funny. I wear a leather jacket, though, so Biden wouldn't immediately identify me that way. He'd say, okay, it's one of Corn Pop's people. He's carrying a straight razor, some 50s era gangster. I mean, the dude, he's the gift that keeps on giving. Biden is the best thing in this election cycle other than Trump's tweets. You got Trump's tweets. We knew that those would be juicy because every other day he attacks somebody. Those have always been funny. In fact, they've been so funny for so long that sometimes people ignore them more. But Joe Biden is the gift that keeps on giving. He randomly threatens people. He says incoherent things. And at any given moment, we could get across the news wires that he dropped dead on a live debate stage, and it'll be plastered all over YouTube till they bury it, which is what they'll do. They've been memory holding a lot of good political moments. Search for some notable shit and see what's missing, and you'll understand exactly the political story they're trying to tell there. compared to BitChute or Dailymotion. Dailymotion being French, so they don't really care. And Biden's hilarious. And he gets all fiery because his son is mentioned. He gets self-righteous. What he does is he starts doing his I am offended that you would bring this up sort of tone, and he points a lot and gesticulates. And he's like, I will beat Trump like a drum. He does this when he's clearly antagonized. What he's trying to do is he's trying to take that anger and direct the flow of what he's saying properly. And it kind of worked here. In all honesty, again, he's in his mid-late 70s and he can still speak coherently off the cuff some of the time, which is to his credit, even if he's got dementia. I guess he took his meds this day. They gave him whatever they gave him whatever injection they give people with mild dementia these days to keep him going. How many drugs is he on? By the way, they've got a DC pharmacy that dispenses pills like candy to people in Congress, and nobody knows what the prescriptions are. Like it's like high security and everything. I think that we should pass a law forcing them to disclose what they're on, because I bet half of them are on dementia medication. I bet you some of them are on AIDS medication too in Congress. I wouldn't be the least bit surprised. That's about all. Peace out.